Good morning, Lynn Camp FFA. I am Elijah Brock, the president of our chapter, and I want to welcome you all to our first chapter meeting of the year. Even though we have to do this virtually, we hope you will attend or watch the entirety of our meeting. For those of you live, we ask that you remain muted unless prompted to do otherwise. To quote the great Ronald Reagan, we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. And that's what we aim to do, even if we just help you escape the world for the better part of an hour. We thank you for letting us come into your home this morning, and thank you for joining us. We will begin this morning with an invocation from our chapter secretary, Connor Donaldson.
I'd first like to read you guys a verse out of Ecclesiastes. It's chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Please bow your heads and I'll lead us in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for a great day to be alive. We thank you for family, friends, the FFA organization. We ask that you give us guidance and you help lead us through our days and help heal the ones that are sick during this quarantine. And we thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Connor. The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding an official meeting of the Lynn Camp FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Station by the door.
Your duties there?
I make sure. Oh my goodness, one second. I messed up. I had this down. Just pass on. I'm sorry about this.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Okay. The reporter.
Stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States, I strive to inform that every man, woman, and child should know that FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Maine, from Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
Keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of a president whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is our president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their station.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 8 members, 1 advisor, and no guest present, Mr. President.
Thank you, FFA members. Why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which FFA members should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Lynn Camp FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented. Mr. Secretary, what is the first item of business?
Secretary reports.
The Secretary's report will be given by Secretary Connor Donaldson.
The February meeting of Lynn Camp FFA chapter was called to order by Nathan Carnes, chapter president, on February 28th, 2020, in the Lynn Camp lunchroom. There were 28 members, 1 advisor, and no guest present. And we held the green hand. Give me 1 second, we'll pull it up. The green hand degree recipients were Jace Boggs, Blake Brown, Chase Brown, Matthew Burnett, Sam Cox, Jacob Cox, AJ Eaton, Justin Gray, Brody Lane, Ryan McKitty, Isabel Noble, Tyler Smith, Todd John, Jaden Stewart. And chapter degrees recipients was Shelby Arnold, Earl Bundy, Connor Donaldson, Michael Floyd, Brooklyn Fuson, Julian Middleton, Cheyenne Taylor, and Tanner Weiss. Mr. President, I move to accept the Secretary's report as read.
Second.
The motion to accept the Secretary's report as read has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we proceed to vote. Are there any in opposition? Motion passes. Mr. Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Treasurer's report.
The Treasurer's report will now be presented by Chapter Treasurer Earl Bundy.
Okay, so on July 1st, the new FFA year, we started with $2,694.49. Since then, we have deposited $1,060 and we've spent $680.50. Our new balance is $3,073.99 in the FFA account. In the coming month, we expect to spend roughly $1,000 for dues and T-shirts that we will be purchasing. We also have a bake sale coming up soon, the fundraiser. And so we're going to get some more details on that. And we also have more fundraisers in the future that will be coming, which we will notify you all about. Mr. President, I move to accept the Treasurer's report as read.
Second.
The motion to accept the Treasurer's report as read has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. Are there any in opposition? Motion passes. Mr. Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Committee reports.
Okay, so we have 3 different committees. The first one is Growing Leaders, which is mainly focusing on what the members can do and what the officers and the basically alumni can do, such as there's examples like substance abuse programs or different programs that help out the students. The second one is Strengthening Agriculture, which is basically what sounds like you're advocating for ag. You're getting students, other people into FFA. And the last one is Building Communities, which focuses on the community around you, like our school community, our local one. Johnson will have a thing on Google Classroom to where you'll be asked which one you prefer to be on. And once you get that turned in, we'll assign you to your different committees. Each committee will meet 2 times a month. You're not required to, although it is appreciated and we urge you to come. One meeting is to plan, the other one's to report on what we've done so we can get to our 2020-21 goals. I'd like to accept the report as read.
Second.
The motion to accept the committee report as read has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. Are there any in opposition? Motion passes. Mr. Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Reporter year in review.
The reporter year-end review will be given by chapter reporter Brooklyn Fuson.
Last year the FFA speech we had, it was in person, but this year it was all virtual. The state convention was at the Rep Arena last year, and this year it was live streamed on YouTube. The FFA camp was in Hardingsburg. This was in Hardingsburg in person last year, but this year it was through Google Classrooms, and we did it like each day.
We don't have to move that one. We can move on.
Mr. Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Advisor's word.
The advisor's word will be given by chapter advisor Dustin Johnson.
Dang right it will. Hello, folks, our guests, and my officer team. Let's be honest, this is not what I want to be doing this morning. I would much rather we all be in school. I would much rather be doing this in person. Let's not put it lightly here. This is awful. This is not something that we expected to be doing. But I want to start by saying thank you for those of you that are here, and for those of you that end up watching this later. Thank you too for participating in this mess of a meeting that, as my pastor would say, it's not my fault, your fault, nobody's fault. It's COVID's fault. So thank you for still participating and helping us kind of get this year started, even though it's already almost Halloween. Last year, every single one of our meetings, we always had a theme. Usually it would just be something on a whim that I would come up with. Sometimes one of the officers would say something, and that's what we would go with. And so I'd almost forgot about that. And so this morning, I was thinking about what should the theme of this meeting be. And so what I decided to do is go to Google and search what is the word of the year in 2020. And you could probably guess what I got. COVID. So that didn't really sound like a good thing. But as crazy as 2020 has been, I thought, what better theme to have than Unwritten? Because every day things are changing. Right? 2020 has been, as my t-shirt I bought this summer would be, a straight up dumpster fire. Okay? 2020 has been awful. And so I thought, what could I say about that? And the funny thing is, I went to write down what I was going to say, and I got 2020, and that was all that I got. And so what I simply want to say, and so we can move on, is that 2020, as bad as it has been, it's still unwritten. I'm a big person who believes that you can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose your reaction. You can choose how you attack it. And so what few months we've got left here in 2020 as we go into 2021, it is still unwritten. And so as bad as things have been, you still have time to put a positive spin on it. You still have time to participate in your FFA contest. You still have time to improve as a student, improve as a person. And so take this time to hit that reset button, because if anything, 2020 has given us the chance to do that. Hit the reset button, evaluate where you are, and just look at where you want to be. And let's move forward, and let's make the unwritten in 2020 something positive that we write. Thank you all, and let's go ahead and move on.
Mr. Secretary, what is the next item of business?
Special activity scavenger hunt.
Do you want me to give the gist of this, or do you want to?
You're rocking and rolling with it.
All right.
I need to.
What is it?
I'll hop in if I need to.
All right. So, like he mentioned, we always have a theme to every meeting, and this year we haven't been able to do the activities that we always do because we always have an activity that goes with each theme. If you've been in the club before, which I think most everybody here has, we've done a lot of different things: human, hungry hippo, a lot of fun activities. But during the first months of the COVID, we done a virtual officer meeting, and we done a scavenger hunt. But it was a small group, so we thought we would bring that back. So the officer team and Mr. Johnson and I have came up with a list of things, short list, and we have set a couple rules, and we're going to roll with it. I think we decided on teams being grade level, but I don't know if we have a representative from every grade level.
Sophomores just lose. Sorry.
Okay, I like that. And I think we're going to roll with it. I'll let you take it away, Johnson.
All right. Do you have the list of items that I asked you to come up with that nobody else had seen?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially what we're going to do, Elijah's going to call off the list of items. So Harley, if you can hear me, and Ryan, what we will do is he'll call off the items. I'll time it, give you about 30 seconds to find the item and show it. And like I said, we're going to do teams. So even if somebody beats you to it, another grade level, still try to find it, because first place will get 4 points each round, second place 3, third place 2, and then I guess sophomores, they're just going to.
You might hear me fall on my face then.
Yeah. So Elijah, go ahead with the first item.
The first item I came up with was basically the mascot of 2020, the mask.
Mask, correct? Just mask?
All right, seniors first.
Let's go.
She left that there.
Hey, we've got a sophomore now. Lydia's in here. Oh, there's the juniors. Connor coming through.
Now we have.
Give about 5 more seconds. A freshman or. I'm trying to fix my thing here. It made it to where I can't see everybody now. Now I can. All right. We'll move on. Second item.
So the second item I came up with is probably my second most frequent used item, and that would be a hat.
All right. Juniors, both of them, killing it. And then seniors.
Dang it, I don't know where that hat is I have, man. Like, well, I couldn't have had it on me if you come.
I was running to grab
Lydia or
one.
Harley, get some points for the freshmen or sophomores. So y'all show me a hat. You got about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm actually just not going to sit back down.
Just got a camo hat for the seniors.
All right, Elijah, we'll do 5 items. So next item.
Okay. This will be easier for people at home. I went with a shampoo bottle.
Good grief. Son Jacob took off. Oh, Ryan coming in with the seniors.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. I was hoping one of the seniors could come up with that because they're going to call them downstairs for that.
Oh, there we go. Sophomores getting on the board. Sweet.
I'm gonna hang out right here so that way I
Connor
can
ran
just
so
run it.
hard he didn't let the so. All right.
I'm tempted to take these heels off.
It's
Two more.
Okay. So this was probably one of the hardest items to find in 2020. Roll of toilet paper.
Not a piece of
I don't want to go all the way downstairs.
Ryan, man. Ryan
Ryan.
just sticking in the bathroom. All right. Got seniors, juniors, and sophomores. All right. Harley, you got to give me one item. Come on, girl.
Ryan is
All right.
the man.
Ryan just sitting there. Ryan has cheated. He's hacked your computer. He's got the list or something. All right. Last item, and it is this could decide it.
I wrote it on a napkin.
We can't hear you. Oh, we can hear you now.
Okay.
And now we
So
can.
for the last item, I went with something most people don't have anymore since everybody gets their what? Hello?
Like he's lagging.
There's a delay. So I went with
Okay.
a newspaper.
Oh. Some of y'all ain't even trying. Y'all know you go. Ryan, I can't
You
tell
hear me
if
now?
is that a
Yeah,
or a
shut up.
magazine?
Happens every time.
Seniors,
I got
seniors,
it.
I see the seniors.
A newspaper right here.
Your mom works at a gas station. If there's no newspaper there, there's something wrong.
You got it?
I don't
All
have
right,
any of
that's
those.
A newspaper.
That was the one that Shelby's at an advantage. She's at a place of work. So, all right, I think the seniors have won. And so I should have said this beforehand. Here's what we're going to do for the prize this time. So everyone that has attended, everybody's name will go in a hat to be drawn out for just a little $10 gift card. And I figured the Dairy Queen make everybody happy, right? We just lost Elijah, so I guess I'm on my own here. And so the seniors, your names will be put in a few extra times. So that's how that prize will work. Now, for those of you watching this later, unless Elijah comes back on, and those of you that are on here now, if you want to do it too, I'm not going to put your names in the hat, but just for funsies, we're going to have some trivia questions right now. Elijah may be back, so he might share them. But you're going to have 3 trivia questions. What I want to do is when I post this recording, by this point you'll know this. This will be done via an Edpuzzle. And so if you just get on, you answer all the questions up till now, you'll get credit for attending. You'll get your name put in a hat just like the folks joining live, and we'll draw for another gift card. No, Paisley. Paisley knocking on the door. They're all gone. She's wanting pepperonis at 10 o'clock in the morning. For the folks that do the trivia questions, for each trivia question, you get correct. For the folks that are watching this through the recording, your name will be put in the hat another time. And so you can use Google or whatever you have to answer the questions. And so that's what we figured we would do for those folks watching this here later. So, Elijah, do you want to go ahead and read those questions off real quick for the folks watching this later?
Yeah, let's see. Okay. So I think our first question was, what was the original title for Disney's Hocus Pocus? Move on to the next one. Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and read them all 3 of them.
Okay. What was candy corn originally called? And finally, how many pounds of candy corn are produced each year?
All right, so those of you watching this on recording, those are your 3 questions that you'll have to look up and answer. And like I said, there'll be a chance for you to do that here. Right now if you're watching this. So, All right, let's go ahead and proceed and close out the meeting.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Lynn Camp FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this meeting adjourned.
I think he was lagging a little bit. So again, thank you all for attending. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. For those of you watching later, thank you all for watching and participating as well.